guys? Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel for your daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. If you're new to the channel, then you know we have our weekly Tuesday takeover, and I'm so thankful we didn't get this couple this week, Jibri and Miona. I'm so glad we didn't get them this week, even though this week's episode of 90 Day Fiancé was jammed-packed with the couples. I have to say, and some of you were wondering if I was going to go live last night on my TikTok to watch it with you guys. I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Not that I didn't want to watch it with you guys. It just wasn't a great episode. And I'm not sure how I feel about the couples. Like, part of me is missing, like, you know, Kimberly or Kimbali. I'm kind of missing them because it's just like no one's fun. Like, no one's really that interesting. I'm getting a little checked out of this crew. But I'm still watching. It's just one episode, but I was kind of getting a little checked out of this situation. But as you know, Tuesday Takeover is not just about 90 Day Fiancé. It's about everything going on in the news. And this morning, we had some breaking news about this couple. Yes, Dr. Jen Armstrong and Ryan Holiday she filed for legal separation. If you missed that video, be sure to check out that video. I already posted that this morning in regards to them separating, and she's seeking full physical custody of the kids. And we're all like, girl, why? Girl, why? Because on the show, I get it. Maybe she's trying to make sure that she has, she doesn't have to pay him child support, but that's not necessarily true either, depending on your state. I'm not a lawyer, but guys, as always, if you're just joining us, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Don't forget to drop your crowns and your elephants. Replay crew, we always want to know what you're thinking of and what you thought of in regards to what we're covering. Today, I just want to quickly go through some reality TV news, and I got to weigh in on some of the reality TV that I've been watching. We will be doing a separate live at 2 p.m. Eastern to recap the Real Housewives of Dubai trailer. Sidebar, I found out one of the housewives from Dubai were following me on the Kempire Daily Instagram. And I said, wait, who's this one with the check mark following me? And it's one of the housewives from Dubai. Just because you guys follow me doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about you. Just saying. But that doesn't mean that's why they're following me. I think that's why Meredith started following me on Twitter. Meredith, you saw I still talk about her though. Maybe she understands. She understands this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. Shout out to all of you in the chat. I see you guys watching from every single where. All right, let me see. Hold on. Oh, Sweden's in the house. What's going on? Queens is in the house. Love it. Nashville, what's going on? Long Island, New York, Los Angeles, Virginia, what's going on? Dallas, Yonkers, Brooklyn, Rhode Island. Love it, guys. Thank you all for being here. Toronto's in the building. I know I have to get into Durban. It just ended, right? They just had their reunion, or they're about to have their reunion. Durban ends up trending all the time. And it's not like I can't watch it because I do have Hey You, but I just don't have the time. You guys keep sending me things to watch. And some of you have been asking, am I going to recap Basketball Wives? Let me see how it goes. Let me see how it goes. I know it premiered last night, but it's a whole new cast, except, a couple of other people are coming back from last season. But last season was just sort of like, but Basketball Wives has lost its zest for a while now. But as you know, last week we were talking about Married at First Sight season 12, not Married at First Sight season 14, Married at First Sight season 12 that aired during the pandemic. But I never recapped it. I never really talked about it. All of you were weighing in when I told you I was watching it, and Chris, but I'm still looking at Paige like, I'm glad at the end of this, she chose herself. But Chris, he's got anger management issues. I still want to fight. If so many of you always say that they need new experts, they need new experts. And I always say, well, I think the experts get it right. It's the people involved that end up saying, these are the things that I look for in a partner and blah, 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 blah. And it's not that they didn't get it right. It's just that people weren't willing to compromise or realize that, oh, maybe that's not what I wanted. But the fact that they did all those psychoanalytical tests and things on these people, and they got this narcissist, Chris, on Married at First Sight, I still want to fight the experts. But I also wanted to fight the producers because the producers kept putting Paige in these situations. And I know Paige was like, oh, I want to see what he has to say. I wanted to fight Paige. If Paige decided to stay married to that man on decision day, I would have hit somebody. But Chris, he has anger management issues. He was ready to fight everybody on this show during this season. He didn't care who it was, and he felt like he was always right. I'm so glad Paige got smart and was like, no, I'm not going to do this, because he would have ended up, who knows what he would have ended up doing. But I have to, we didn't really talk about the other couples from Married at First Sight season 12. The good majority found love, except Jake and Haley. I kind of wanted it to work for them. First of all, I wanted it to work for Jake because I feel like Jake needs somebody in his life. He's a little woo, woo, woo. He's a little woo, but I don't think he's a terrible person. I think he shut down completely when she rejected him, and he just never got back from that. He never got back from that. Chocolate Chunk says, narcs wear a mask. They fool even the experts. Really? Aren't experts the ones that are able to, are supposed to able to pinpoint a narcissist? Isn't that part of their job to figure those details out? But you saw Pastor Cal during the Pastor Cal was just looking at him like, Pastor Cal, this is your fault too. Dr. Viviana was like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. Because we found out, remember, during the season of Married at First Sight, season 12, we found out that his ex-fiancé, right before he was a part of this project, was pregnant. Okay. She ended up having a miscarriage. And he tells Paige this during the decision day. And he's like, well, I think I'm falling in love with Paige, and she's like the best thing for me. No, she's not. No, Paige is nice. No, but what I'm saying, not for you. We also found out during the season that his ex-fiance didn't want to get back with him. So I think he was just trying to find somebody. He even got a little crunk with his own pastor. Something's wrong with that man. Have we checked on him? Is he doing? I wouldn't want him to be in care of a dog. Never mind a child or married to anyone. Something's not right with him. I don't know if narcissism can be cured. If it can't, I wish him luck. I wish anyone luck with him. If you guys are just coming in and joining us, this is our Tuesday takeover. Yes, I'm talking about an old season of Married at First Sight, but that's what Tuesday takeover is about. Talking about some of the reality shows that we never get a chance to talk about, and some reality TV news. Let's move on to some reality TV news, because I am going live at 2 p.m. Eastern to recap the Real Housewives of Dubai season 1 trailer. We gotta talk. All right, but I have to share with you. Hold on. Okay, what do I want to talk about first? Let's talk about Drew. So Drew was on Dish Nation this week, and she's saying her feud with Sheree should be more concerned about whether or not she's coming back next season. That's what Sheree should be worried about. As you know, Sheree and Drew, after... Oh, sidebar. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Shout out to our friends over at TV Deeds. We have the ratings for RHOA this week, just in time for our Tuesday takeover. So let me just share my screen with you guys. Hold on. Let me get. Oh wait, I thought. Okay, no, we do have it. We do have it here. Hold on, y'all. Let me just share my screen. Okay, and this is not bad. The Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings have done better this week. As you know, they premiered with over 900 and something thousand viewers. This time, last week, they had a drop and it was like 700 and something thousand viewers. They're back up. Not as impressive as past seasons, but they're back up. All right, let me share my screen. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me share my screen with you. All right. So, as I said to you before, we recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. If you missed it, your fault. Look, your fault. Be sure to check it out if you missed it. So, the ratings for this week's episode 3 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 14, demo is 0.24 between 18 and 49 with 850,000 viewers. This is a jump from last week, along with a lot of things that were going on. Okay. As the person in the comments says, okay, this is actually really good considering this episode went against game 7 of the playoff games. I don't know nothing about the sports. It's okay though. But yeah, this has been going on. And of course, the Billboard Music Awards. It's an increase from the previous episode. Okay. So this is not bad, but let's take a look at, okay, we will get to Love and Marriage Huntsville in a second. Okay, we'll get to them in a second because I'm a little scared. Watch What Happens Live. 252,000. It should have been a lot better, especially because of all the black girl magic that was on this episode of Watch What Happens Live. But people think Watch What Happens Live and they're like, whatever. But 252,000. Not so great. Not so great. Love Match Atlanta, which we've been recapping. So this was a huge dip because Love Match Atlanta premiered last week with over 400 and something thousand viewers, which is not bad for a show that doesn't have anyone that you recognize. However, they have a tremendous dip this week for their second episode with over 282,000 viewers. I don't know why you guys aren't giving this show a chance. But again, Billboard Music Awards, some people may be, I'm going to watch Atlanta and then checked out at 9 o'clock. But let's check back on in because I think you guys will love Match Atlanta because I'm enjoying it. I'm recapping it. Just saying. So the ratings for them had a dip this week, but still better than Watch What Happens Live. Come on, let me go back to Watch What Happens Live. Watch What Happens Live, 252,000. And that show has been around for forever. 252,000, 282,000. Love Match Atlanta, second episode. I'm just saying. We will get to some other ratings news, but I want to get into, first of all, talking about Drew Sidor. As you know, the big storyline for this season right now, so far, and based off of this week's episode, was Drew versus Sheree. And so Drew was on Dish Nation and pretty much said that Sheree should be more concerned about whether or not she's coming back next season. And everyone was like, Drew. Sheree might not be the only one that needs to worry about who's coming back next season. And I see some of you say, well, Drew has been carrying the season. You know, everything has been about her. But that might be why the ratings are a little shaky. Don't forget, Bravo does do, besides looking at what you guys are saying, they do their own focus groups to kind of get, are people gravitating towards these housewives? So it's not just about ratings for Bravo. It's about the audience and who are they connecting with. People aren't connecting with Drew, especially if you based it off of what you see in the comment section. So take a listen to what Drew said on Dish Nation. Hold on, let me see if I can let me Drew, sometimes I just wish you would. So Gary with the T brought up this conversation to Drew. Hold on,
honey. Just was throwing tea on each other, honey. So now, Drew, honey, now you was doing some talking with your hands, honey, when all the girls, honey, tried to talk sideways about your husband. Okay, now do you regret, honey, letting these girls get to you, or is there anything, honey, anything you would like to clear up?
Ooh. I don't regret nothing. Like you said, that's my husband. What I'm not gonna do is ever stand for somebody to talk about my husband, okay, or my children, or my money. You know, like that's what you're not gonna do. And yes, I'm from Chicago, so we talk with our hands. I am expressive,
Right.
but that never gives you a right to disrespect my family. You know, and that's how I feel. So
Drew, is Sheree the most annoying Atlanta housewife in your opinion?
I mean, I just feel like Sheree comes and she goes. She need to be worried about if she's coming back next season. That's what she needs to be worried about.
Oh,
so
all right.
and but she has She by Sheree. She really needs to focus on She by Sheree because I haven't by Sheree.
She came with a silence and scooted on.
Y'all were.
So, I mean, I have to say that last part where she said, she ain't seen Ish by Sheree. Well, the last event of the season is going to be a She by Sheree, allegedly She by Sheree fashion show. We did see some She by Sheree, the joggers t-shirt. Is that available? Did we check to see if that's available for sale? Can someone Google Schmoogle right now and get back to me? Is the She by Sheree Google Schmoogle shirt available? And if so, we need to get one. Why didn't I do this from yesterday? It's probably all sold out. So she's already taking shots at Sheree. And I have to say this. Yes, Sheree should be somewhat concerned about returning because it's not, Sheree has come and gone. But every time Sheree comes back, we're like, yes. Okay. We didn't want you to come back, Drew. We didn't. The only reason why Drew came back, according to our friends at lovebscott.com, and their exclusive casting for the Real Housewives of Atlanta before they found Sonia and got this cast together, was in shambles. They couldn't find anyone. They were testing people out. They weren't even sure if Portia was coming back. Up until the last minute, Portia was like, nope, not coming back. Because Portia was going to come back. But Drew's position on the show, we heard so many things. Oh, she's coming back. And oh, she had, in her contract to have 2 seasons. Blah, 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 blah. The only reason why Drew came back, in my belief, was because casting was so bad. It was so bad at the time. So that's the only reason why she was able to come back. Thank you, Danielle. I knew Danielle would do the Google Schmoogle. Danielle says nothing. I just went to her site. So, Sheree, you're wearing this shirt, and it's a tee. It's a nice tee. As soon as people saw it, they were like, I need that. And it's not available. So I can't even be mad at what Drew is saying. But Drew, you're talking about people's money. You said you're not going to talk about my husband, my kids, or my money. You're talking about her money. But also, no lies were told. Where are the joggers shirts? At least have that available to go, Sheree. You're already dropping the ball. I want to defend you. Thank you, Danielle. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. I literally just saw it, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. But that's not the only housewife news that we have to get into before we get into our 90-Day Fiancé recap. We have to talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. As you know, every single Tuesday night, we have our Real Housewives of New Jersey watch party on TikTok. And the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion is in full swing. This is the final part, right? This is the final part of the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. And I believe they are setting us up for this new season. You may have heard the word on the street. They're supposed to start filming very soon. I believe this week, the new season of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Word on the street is that Jackie Goldschneider will be returning, but in a demoted role. I still believe that Jackie and the production decided this so that she could really focus on her health. I really believe that because there's no reason for them to demote Jackie. There really isn't. But it seems as if maybe Teresa, Joe Gorga, and Melissa Gorga have come up with a plot to reignite the family feud. So on her podcast, didn't realize she had a podcast, Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga are taking shots at Teresa and saying that she should be grateful to them. Grateful. Because when she went away to jail, they helped film, the spinoffs that they had because Joe Giudice wasn't working at the time, and she was in jail. And the show was already in this sort of transition with the new people coming on. And I have to say, I believe there's some truth to what they're saying. There is a little truth to what they're saying, but let's take a listen to hear exactly what Melissa says. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Let me cue this up. Actually, let me share my screen so you guys can see this as well. It's on her podcast, but look. Let me close this. Let me do that. Share screen. There we go. All right. And shout out to our friends over at Real Housewives franchise on Instagram. They got this for us. Let me just go back. All right.
That Joe and I, right?
I want you guys to listen.
Like being grateful that Joe and I, right, or that we're still here, and we kept the core of that show together, so that when she got out, we were able to cast all of these new people, right? Because I think it was like Siggy and then Margaret, and like, you know, it was all new. Everybody knew, and it was like we kept the core of this show going, or else it would have just turned into the show that she had for 3 episodes, which was like the Teresa Went to Prison show, which Joe Giudice did on his own.
You're being too nice, honey.
I'm trying to be nice.
Well, you're being nice. How about thank you? Because when she's in prison, Joe wasn't working at all either. So they had no income.
Right.
If we weren't on the show, their kids would not still be living in that house and have food and have whatever they had. How about
also
thank you?
Joe needed to make money on that show, and he needed someone to film with. And
Right.
here we were that jumped in. So that Teresa Went to Prison show was able to be made because he had us to bounce off of. And how about like being grateful that Joe and I, right, or that we're still here, and we kept the core of that.
All right. Oh my goodness. Some people are saying, okay, they're sharing way too much. I mean, I appreciate them sharing this. However, this is a real family. We're real cousins, real nieces and nephews, real brother and sister. But we already see on the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion that, looks like there's issues with the family again. Do you guys want to see this play out next season? This literally is happening right before they're about to start filming for this new season. And it looks like we're probably going to get the Teresa and Louis wedding a part of the show, because if they're starting to film right now, word on the street is that Teresa and Louis are supposed to get married in August. I don't know if that's going to even happen. A lot can happen between now and August. But Teresa's stubborn. She might still marry the man despite finding out stuff. She's still with the man despite finding out all the other stuff. So, but do you guys believe what Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga are saying on her podcast, that they should be grateful to them? I think they were going a little far about putting food on the table and you know, I mean, but no lies were told. No lies were told. Oh, Lordness. Guys, as always, I want to know your thoughts. Replay crew, please share your thoughts in the comment section on some of these stories. This is our Tuesday takeover, where we talk about a variety of reality TV and reality TV news. Let's get into our 90-day fiance recap. But before I do that, Daniel says, yes, I agree with them. Callie says, yes, I believe them. Ren, yes. Take a look at the pinned comment that I have on this. We will be going live at 2 p.m. Eastern to recap the Real Housewives of Dubai trailer, because we need to talk. And you guys will have an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts on that as well at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tiffany, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiffany says, Kemp, before you move on, have you mentioned Real Housewives of St. Louis? I've seen the commercial twice. What commercial? Tiffany, are you blind to me? I've never seen that. I haven't even seen news about that. You're going to have to link me. Guys, when you see things like this, feel free to send it to our texting community at textkempire.com or text me at 347-647-2372. I have not. Anyone else seen this? Anyone else see this? I haven't seen this. Ooh, Shantae says, yes, lies were told. They weren't interesting past the first season they were on. Iconic says, no lies told. Yet she keeps disrespecting her brother and and sister-in-law for fame. Oh my gosh. Right? St. Louis sounds exciting, but I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen it. See? All right. Lisa says, I haven't seen anything. I mean, next time you guys, St. Louis premiere in 2030. In my opinion, have you seen the trailer for this too? I have not seen this. Is it even connected to the Real Housewives franchise? Maybe that's why we haven't seen it. Oh, Sheila says it's a comedian. Wait, is it a play on the Real Housewives? Okay, you guys will have to get back to me. Let's get into our 90-Day Fiancé recap because we will be going live at 2 p.m. Eastern to recap and talk about the Real Housewives of Dubai trailer. And maybe by then I'll have some more information on this alleged Real Housewives of St. Louis. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a second. Andrea says shown in DC market. I saw the commercial. Interesting. I have not seen it. Okay. I'll do some Googling and schmoogling. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We have almost 300 people in the building for our Tuesday takeover. All right. Let's move on to 90-Day Fiancé. I think I'm a little annoyed with this one. Cara and Guillermo. I like Guillermo. I still like Guillermo. I don't think Guillermo's here for anything but love. Cara, who's damn near 30, seems immature. We see in the preview for next week that he brings up her drinking being an issue. He meets her family for the first time. They seemed really sweet, except her uncle, who seems like he's grilling Guillermo. He's like, oh, I've done some research on you. And Guillermo's like, uh-oh. I still think that this couple will make it. I'm not that invested in their story, but I'm a little annoyed. Last week, or the previous week, I can't remember what week it was. He says he wants a laptop. She's like, I don't know if that's in our budget. He's like, I sold my bike. I can use my own money. But it's like, your money's my money, as if my money's your money. And I get it. And a lot of people think, we were just talking about this yesterday, that relationships have more to do with, a lot of people think that relationships have more to do with someone cheating, and the breakdown of that relationship is because of cheating. No. There are money issues is, I think, the number one reason why marriages fall apart. So I don't know how I feel about, I like them. I think if we had more interesting couples, I would be like, yes, this is cute, whatever. I'm still worried about him though. Blink twice if you need help, Kobe. Blink twice if you need help. Look, I don't necessarily agree with Kobe talking about, first of all, she's breastfeeding. You know, people already have an issue with women breastfeeding in public. That's like a whole thing. But she's breastfeeding in her home. Some people might not be comfortable with that. If the family was uncomfortable with that, that's one thing, because, you know, she's living with them. But they're okay with it. But he's like, what is happening here? Why are you breastfeeding in front of everybody? Why don't you go? So there are a lot of issues. He's also still trying to warm up to his son, who he just met. I'm still worried about Kobe living where they're living, because he's the only Black person there, and they're raising a Black son. So I just don't see the future of them staying in this particular area of where Emily's from. But Kobe's having adjustment issues. First of all, he's trying to build a relationship with his son because he didn't really have a relationship with his own father. And Emily's sort of interfering with that. But I also think it's, you know, her first time, you know, being a mom, and she's trying to balance all of that. I really do like Kobe. I mean, this is where the culture differences come into play here as well. And also the whole, you know, woman versus female, woman versus man situation here too. But I have to call BS on the father though. The father's already like, oh, I don't know if he is prepared to take care of Emily. He just got here, sir. It's not like he was born here or has friends and family here where he can be supported. I'm just like, I wonder if this was a different person, if the father would feel differently. Because it's like, he's an immigrant. He just got here. He cannot work for 3 months at least. I'm still worried for Kobe, though. I don't think Kobe is going to need to move. Look, they already got his hair. Look, they already got his hair. You know, I bring this up every single week. Kobe's hair. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Look, Kobe's not perfect, but I'm worried for him. And I'm worried for the son. This is not an area that has a lot of Black people. And I want him to have, I want them to live in a diverse area, especially I just read today more about the Buffalo situation and what they found. This guy was a white supremacist. He did not like Black people. He didn't like Jewish people. So things like this can happen anywhere, but Emily, allow this man to be a father. Allow this man to be a father. The breastfeeding situation. Yeah, I should have known after they named this episode Breast Intentions that this episode wasn't the best. Anyone else feel that way? I felt like this episode was like, I didn't love this episode. I should have known when they named the episode what they named it. I was like, oh, this is all they have. This is all they have. K-Baby says Emily is very controlling, but I'm not surprised. She's so used to raising this son for the last 2 years. Remember, because of the pandemic, she's been raising this kid on her own for the last 2 years. So trying to navigate bringing the father of her child in is a whole situation. Hold on. Erin says Emily got knocked up on vacation. She needs to get her act together. Remember, they were engaged. I don't know if before or after she found out. I mean, on the show, she says it was after they got engaged, but And apparently she didn't get a real diamond in her ring, but he said he's going to replace it. He's going to replace it. Heather said, I love this name always. Heather's 2 bros leftover sushi. I felt bad for him when she kicked him out of bed. He just wants to be by his kid's side. He's never met until that day. She needed to relax. Yeah, and that was an issue because he says, the bed is not big enough for both of us. Maybe you can get a bigger bed before I come. I don't know the likelihood of that. I don't know the finances of the situation. I don't know if the room didn't seem big enough for a bigger bed. But she's got to find some sort of balance of trying to bring him in as a part of as caregiver. The biggest part for me in this episode was that, and also the father acting as if the guy's been there for months and months and months, and he's not doing what he needs to do to take care of the family. Bridget says, honestly, Kemp, I don't even watch this season on TV. This cast is not it. However, I just live for your recaps. Bridget, I appreciate that. But I have to say, up until this episode, I was like, okay, I'm still invested. But I'm already starting to get feeling like by this episode, and I was just like, Oh, Riley says you're going way too light on Emily. Really? Maybe I'm just not connected to their story. And I think that's probably why. Because I have to say, I was like in and out watching. And when I say in and out, I'm literally watching, but I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on Twitter? You know what I mean? So I'm like in and out watching. Let me see. Hold on. Sister Move asked the question, is the father even comfortable with Kobe being Black and from Africa? Okay, Sister Move, you just want to put it out there. You just want to put it out there, Sister Move. I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Sonny says the fake ring is killing me. Ooh. Robin says the basement hallway looked like the floor of an apartment building. Oh my goodness. Now I need to go back and look at that because I wasn't even paying attention. Like I see him going through the hallway, but I just didn't look at the floor. The things that you guys pay attention to. But someone says, hold on. Deborah says, way too light, Kempire. Really? Wait, hold on. Sister Moose says, is Emily one of those white women who date Black men because they are Black? Oh, so you're saying it's just a fetish to her? I don't know. Like, we don't know her dating history, but I'm still just worried for for Kobe in this situation because of the area, because of the way the father's already making him seem. And I'm like, he's been there for a day and you're worried about his future. I could understand if he had been there for months. He's gotten his working documents and he's just not finding work. I could understand that. But I'm just like, it's feeling a little. Anyways, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the season already because I was just like, this episode kind of was like, oh, do we have nothing else? Speaking of nothing else, let's talk about Bilal and Shaeeda. I really like Shaeeda. Shaeeda's West Indian side, it's about to come out, y'all. You seen the preview for next week where she slaps him in the car? Like a fun slap. Look, like a fun slap. Just saying. All right, we're still not over the fact that he played games with her from the very beginning of the situation of her landing in America and pretending like he lived in a shack. Last week, she met the family. This week, she's meeting the kids. And my heart broke for her when she was talking about how much she wanted to have her own children and how much she loves her nieces and nephews. And this is another important issue. We talk about cheating in relationships and that being something that makes relationships fall apart. We just talked about how finances really is like the number one. Danielle, every time Danielle, oh Lord, Danielle and Deborah, they said they're Team Bilal. Oh my gosh. Why? Oh, Minky says Emily is lazy. We're going to talk about lazy because I feel like Ariella is lazy too. We'll talk about that in a second. So Bilal, apparently, like this is an important conversation for people to have. Money and children. He already has his 2 kids. He's already said to her he's not sure if he wants to have any more kids, but she really wants to have more kids. So Shaeeda, you have a decision to make. All right. Spoiler alert. Just in case you didn't know, they've gotten married. I don't know if by the end of the season they have that conversation. He's like, you know what? Yes, we will have, one kid, or we will have children. She really wants to have kids, and she's like in her like mid to late 30s. So that's already going to be a challenge. Not to say that it's not impossible, but she wants to have her own kids, and she wants to have her kids with him. I don't know why. I'm still looking at Bilal with the side eye. With the reindeer games he was playing. And that the entire family knew about it. And his kid, first of all, did anyone else cringe when they were trying to have this kids conversation with his kids? I felt like it's one thing to say, would you guys want a brother or a sister? But it went on a little too long for me with the kids there. She calls her sister and she's just like, oh my goodness, I'm just very, this is something that I really want. And she gets really emotional. She loves her new house, though. Y'all saw that opening scene when she was, Tamika says Shaeeda is a gold digger. I find it so interesting, people's reactions to Shaeeda. I really do. Shantanga says, Bilal doesn't have hood mentality. Foxy says, Ari is one spoiled woman, Lordy. Let's get into that. Because we will be live at 2 p.m. Eastern to recap the Real Housewives of Dubai trailer. If you haven't seen it, check our friends over at OMFG Reality TV, who had the exclusive of our interview with Sonia Richards-Ross as well. Be sure to check them out on Instagram and Twitter. You can see the trailer for Real Housewives of Dubai there. But back to this. Let's talk about, we're going to continue to talk about Bilal and Shaeeda. I just feel like there wasn't a lot this week. The main issue for them this week is that she wants kids, and he's basically like, no, I don't want any. It'll be interesting to see what happens by the end of the season if they get to a better place. But if they're still shaky about having kids and they get married, Shaeeda, that's your own fault. You think I'm going to marry someone that's not going to be on the same page with me about children? That's a big decision. First of all, I wouldn't marry him anyway. If he played that game with me, nope. Because first of all, you think I'm a gold digger? I'm talking about me personally. I don't know about Shaeeda's financial situation. I'm like, you think I'm a gold digger? Mother father. Oh, Foxy says Yvette adopted a new son. Okay, let's talk about Yvette. Yvette and oh my God, why can't I think of his name? Hold on. No. Oh God. Where's my Yvette picture? Oh, here it is. About Yvette and Mohamed. His voice still scares me, y'all. It's very like soft, like this. And I'm okay with a soft voice. But sometimes I get a little scared when I look at him and his soft voice. I have to agree with him, though. It's his first day there, and she's not going to even be with him. But it's when he said, well, I expected, breakfast in bed. Oh. He expected breakfast in bed, but she says, look, I got to keep a roof over our heads. I have to go to work. So she's showing him how to cook for himself. Like, here's the things you can make, breakfast for yourself. And he's like, I expected you to cook for me. My mother always cooks for me. Okay, let me just say something. We have to remember cultural differences. If you've been a 90 Day Fiancé fan, we have it's like we've traveled the world and been everywhere. We know that this is not a surprise to us that his mother cooks for him or bows at his feet and the man is the god of the family. So I'm not shocked by this. These are the cultural differences. All right? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But the voice keeps killing me though. I thought you were going to cook for me. My mother always cooks for me. We said originally that we were very worried for Eve because she seemed a little like just in love finally with this man. And she just was so blinded and willing to do anything for him. Remember we were talking about she can get a cheap bidet off of Amazon. Apparently she did. She just never installed it. And those things are not easy. Those things are not easy. I know it seems easy. Keep this in mind. Oh, here we go talking about bidets. Everyone's plumbing is different. From country to country, even from state to state, plumbing can be somewhat different. I installed my own bidet. Yes, I got a bidet, y'all. No, I don't got that cheap one though. I got the good. If you investing in something that's shooting up your, you better invest in a good one. But she got something for him. Maybe later on they can invest in a nice one. So he tries to put the bidet together himself because, he said that's very important for his culture and religion. But he starts to put it together. First of all, I don't know how well he reads English. But even with that being said, those things aren't necessarily easy. That's not necessarily easy. And as we see next week, they do hire someone to install it. And he's like, in my religion, a man and a woman should not be together or alone together, especially if they're not married. Robin says, did you get it off of Amazon? Yes, I got my bidet off of Amazon. I'll post the link later so you guys can get, because my bidet is a nice one. It's a nice one. But they have some inexpensive ones on there. And that's what we said last week or the last couple of weeks. She could have easily gotten a bidet, but she did get the bidet. She did. She just didn't install it. And I understand. Because first of all, she probably didn't know how to do it herself. It's not necessarily easy. I know it may look easy, but it's not necessarily easy. It's some plumbing stuff that has to be done. He tried to do it. It just didn't. He was like, I give up. I give up. He probably also is not used to doing things by himself. So, Cynthia says the voice scares me too. It scares me along with the eyes. The eyes, I mean, beautiful eyes, but along with the eyes in the soft voice. Because like he'll say something with a soft voice, but it's almost like it's a demand. He's like, I expected breakfast in bed. The saving grace, because we were very worried about Eve's son who has special needs, but they were already FaceTiming. So, her son, Theron had, already knew who he was. And he was just like, oh my goodness, he's here. And they have a conversation because she's like, because you're not going to be working and I've been having issues with childcare, I'm going to need you to help out. I'm gonna need you to help out. But he's like, I didn't come here to be a babysitter. Look, I mean, I get what he's saying, but it's going to help. He's a part of the family. It seems like they get along very well. The kid seems to really like him. And I like how he was with him. He brought him a gift. We shall see. Look, I don't know her son's level of capability on what Mohamed will have to do for him. Maybe cook for him. I'm not sure what else he will have to do for him. But she has to make the money, at least until he's able to work. If anything, that's just going to motivate him more to find a job. Okay? Maybe he can work at like a phone operator thing because he has a very nice, soft voice. Welcome to Best Buy. I don't know. Hey, Mona. Mona says, hey, Kempire, greetings from Munich, Germany. Love your TLC Tuesdays and Housewives recasts. Thank you so much, Mona. That's a part of Germany that I haven't been yet. I went to Berlin. I've been to Cologne. I've been to another part. I just can't remember right now. But I definitely want to do more of Germany. Thank you for watching. Shout out to our friends and family over in Europe. A messy vlog says, oh my God, that is the voice. Right? K-Baby says the cameras are going to have to babysit both of them. Well, I'm sure we're going to see him taking care of her son on his own. So far, I'm a little relieved at how he is with the son and how much the son likes him. I know. Shauna says, a new boyfriend is not watching my child, especially a child that has special needs. So I'm a little concerned. Like that wouldn't be what I would be doing, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. Let's move on just because we got to get out of here soon. Okay, Patrick. First of all, I didn't get a chance because I saw that there is a deep dive on Patrick and his house and whether or not he owns it and how much money he's making. Patrick seems to be doing very well for himself. This is not your normal situation. I know a lot of people that, they met on Tinder. It's one of those situations that we're used to on 90 Day Fiancé. No, it's not. He just happened to be in Brazil. Remember, he happened to be in Brazil because his father lives in Brazil. He also learned Portuguese so that he could communicate with Thais. So I believe they had already a lot of footage of this couple before, I guess, they even put this season together, because we have footage of them in Brazil together. But we are in Brazil this week and we are meeting her family. It was really sweet. I always love seeing families that are really close knit and tight. And she says every day she goes over to have lunch with her grandmother and her mom. And, everyone's sad and emotional because she's leaving and they know that she's leaving to get married permanently. But her father does not. And her father's already emotional, the fact that she's even leaving. He breaks down and cries. Anyone else cry? Anyone else cry? Oh, it was just me? All right, you're just going to leave me out here? It was just me that was crying? Not crying. I was like, anytime I see a grown man get emotional over their children, it gets me every time. Erin said, nope, no tears from me. Yeah, I was very uncomfortable with the fact that she really left without telling her dad that she's getting married. Onyx says, nope, I skipped this scene. Y'all know I can't skip scenes. I'm here to recap it for those that don't watch, okay? But it really got to me how emotional the father got. Just because she was leaving, he wasn't sure how long she was going to be away for, but he didn't know that she was getting married. But I really believe that these two crazy kids love each other. I don't believe she's trying to come to America, whatever it may be. I believe that they really do love each other. They're going to obviously have issues because Patrick lives with his brother, who he says he's needed his brother because Patrick has a story. Patrick has a story. Deborah says, only you, Kempire. Apparently, I was the only one with tears. Like, I was the only one with tears. All right. You guys have no heart. I'm joking. Okay, Sister on the Move has a heart. She says, I felt bad for the dad whom she's still lying to. Oh, Vanessa says, I'm a daddy's girl, Kempire. I teared up to see. All right, I'm not alone. Dasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Dasha says, Mohamed could not have gotten my... Dasha says, Mohamed could not have gotten my panties with that voice. I love booming, manly voices like Kempire's. Well, I'm really trying my best to invoke his voice. I will learn. I will get better at doing Mohamed's voice. I will get better. Lord. Let me take a sip from my Coldest water bottle, guys. You know, Coldest is one of my favorite companies, one of my favorite water bottles. I always keep it near me at all times, especially during these summer months. But they don't just have water bottles. As you guys know, you can get engravings on the water bottles. You can get engravings on their coffee tumblers. They have doggy bowls, all kinds of really cool things. Head on over to coldest.com and get something for yourself. But don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. That's KEMP10 for 10% off. And guys, we're live on multiple platforms. We see you, TikTok. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. We're also live on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Be sure to follow me on all those platforms because you get a different experience on those platforms. All right, let's get back into this. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay. Wait, but Diana, all he got for his efforts was a loss of trust from his woman, not a good foundation. Wait a second. What are y'all talking about? What did I miss? Anyways. Oh, Erin says, I need to order a new bottle. My sister jacked mine. See, people are fighting over their bottles, y'all. People are fighting over their bottles. So I really do believe that Patrick and Thais have a passion for each other. I believe that this relationship will work. I do think just naturally, she has a big personality. And when you get married and you can't necessarily live with anybody else like that. Some people make it work and it can work, but I feel like Thais is not that type of personality. And he's already to have some sex with her. He's ready to have some sex with her. And she's like, how close is your brother's room to ours? And he's like, pretty close. And it's like, then I guess he's going to be hearing things. Okay. Guess he's going to be hearing things. So that's what we have. That's what we have to look forward to with this couple. Sidebar, I need to get me that was a Tesla? Y'all saw the Tesla where he wasn't driving? I know they've had accidents with that, right? Haven't they? But I want one. How much is that? Apparently he has money, Patrick. Apparently Patrick has money. Remember, he makes like $1,000 a day with his business. Now he doesn't have to go back to Brazil. Remember he was saying he went to Brazil like 14 times a year, two weeks at a time? And we did the math. We were like, that's a lot of days. Marie says Patrick's brother is not having. Patrick's brother is going to be interesting and great reality TV. Guys, if you haven't already, let's get to 150 likes. Excuse me. Liking the video not only supports our channel, but other channels that talk about reality TV, that talk about 90 Day Fiancé, that talk about pop culture. Don't forget, here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, we don't just talk about reality TV. We talk about everything in pop culture. So stay tuned for things that or check out things that you already missed, and stay tuned for more pop culture news. Okay, Mrs. Brooks says those Teslas are 100K. Yeah, this says a lot of access. I did hear that. So once they figure it out, then I'll get one. Once they figured it out and they mastered it, because I liked it. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to someone I just feel so bad that I even did this to us, that I even said that these two should come back. First of all, before we even do that, we didn't get to see Jibri and Miona this week on this week's episode, and I'm okay with that. However, you all have been linking me to all of his antics on social media, and some of it's just been showing up on my timeline. Jibri, We've already been saying this. I'm convinced that you just did the show to try and get fame. But all of his antics on social media and his music is not that good. I don't even listen to that in the iPod. No. Speaking of which, the iPods have been discontinued. But Jibri's behavior, like I seen him and his group with David performing, it's not good. He looks like he is seeking attention. It's very awkward. It's very awkward. I'm not interested. I didn't miss them this week. But we shall see. Okay, who else do I want to talk about? Let me see. Who else is on this cast that I haven't talked about yet? Oh yes. Where's my Ariella photo? Oh God. And I'm not going to say this every single week. I promise. However, I don't see the love between these two. They have a beautiful son, Avi. They finally have made it to America. I already told you, I believe the parents paid for all the K-1 visa stuff. She claims in this episode that they have savings and that their savings is running low. But the mom in this episode, can I say this? And maybe you guys will agree with me. I like everyone in Ariella's family except her. I like Benny as well. I even like his sisters. But Ariella, for me, is annoying as hell. That's just me. This is what Amu says. They give me anxiety. Ari is spoiled. She didn't even say thank you to her parents. Yeah, but her mom was like, well, we set you up. They got a 2-bedroom apartment near the parents with Wi-Fi, and she's paid the security. And this is in the New Jersey tri-state area. So it's not cheap. This is not like it's down south. This is pretty expensive with the parent. But remember, the father is a doctor with his own practice. Mind you, they had just flown all the way from Ethiopia, so they were tired when the mom was trying to explain everything and show them everything. And she's like, I'll be more grateful tomorrow when I'm less tired. Will you? And cable. Thank you. I forgot about the cable. Ryder says you're not the only one. Magina says the elevator does not go all the way up to the 10th floor with Ariella. Exact. Nora says not cheap at all. It's expensive. And in Princeton, I forgot. They live in the Princeton area, which is a very cute area. Princeton, I don't know if you've ever been to Princeton, New Jersey. I went on a date in Princeton, New Jersey years ago. I was like, this is such a cute town. So the parents have been, look, I believe the parents paid for the K-1 visa because, Ari was like, it's been expensive. Our savings are running low because the K-1 visa is very expensive. I don't believe Ariella paid anything for that K-1 visa. Ariella wasn't working in Ethiopia. Yes, they get paid for this show. So that's a nice, a little something for them. It's probably like $20,000 or something like that. And this is not their first season. So and that money probably goes very long in Ethiopia. But that K-1 visa process is very expensive. Oh, damn, Dasha says, and electric. A lot of stuff. She's a spoiled brat. I know. She's the only one. And I know I was the advocate for them to come back because I wanted to see the reunion of Benny and his first child and his first ex. I want to see the first ex. I want to see if there's any magic between them. Because Benny and Ariel, I believe that's a relationship of convenience. But Benny, I need you to also have a backbone too. I feel like I need you to be like, this is, certain things I feel like you should press her on, like saying goodbye to your sisters and Avi. You should have pressed her on. I was like, they're not going to, who knows when they're going to see Avi again. Let them see my son. Look at me getting angry. And I get it. She got splashed in the face with alcohol. That was terrible of them. But we've been saying that's a long time coming. Machina says, yes, Kempire, we blame you for them being back in our screen. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. But I do want to see that reunion because I feel like that's a real story. But after this, I'm done with Ariella. She's so unlikable. So unlikable. I love her mom. I even love her dad. They're so much more likable. I like Benny. But Benny needs to step up a little bit. And I'm still mad that the sisters didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Avi. Because who knows when they're going to see Avi again? Who knows? Shantae says, remember when she confronted him about his phone and demanded he give her his phone? She's just, I don't see love between these two. As I said to you before, I feel like it was a plot set up by Todd. No. A plot, though, in order for him to come to America because she was ready to leave Ethiopia. She didn't want to be there anymore. And she wanted to be with her family. I believe she's marrying him. I'm speculating so that he could at least be able to see both of his children in America. That's what I believe this all is about. That's just my personal feeling. And I get it. I get it. Do what you got to do. His other kid's here. He hasn't seen his other kid in years, too. I want to meet I hope the X films. Please, I hope the X films. Because if she's cuter and she's single, I hope he... Never mind. Never mind. Mind your business. Guys, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. This is where every single Tuesday, this is a mix of reality TV, recaps, and news. Be sure to let me know your thoughts, Replay Crew, on 90 Day Fiancé, on the Real Housewives of New Jersey news, all of that. We will be live in about 20 minutes for a Real Housewives of Dubai trailer recap. You know what I got to do? I have to go back and rewatch. I got to go back and rewatch because, you know, I like to do my homework. So be here for that if you have a moment. And guys, thank you to all for the super chats. Thank you to everyone that was a part of the conversation in our live chat. Excuse me. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you to my Team Kempire and Royal Court members. To become a member, head on over to teamkempire.com. And shout out to all of our moderators, guys. Don't forget to show love to the moderators. And of course, show some love to yourselves. I will see you guys in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. This is going to be a long commercial break. We'll be back. Wait a second. Somebody reminded me my TikTok chat. Are you guys still here? Are you guys still here? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. The Family Chantel trailer dropped. Did you guys see that? I forgot to mention that. The Family Chantel trailer dropped. Are they going to address Pedro lying? Nope, because the trailer didn't show any of that. The trailer didn't show any of the liation situation. I forgot to announce that. I forgot to announce that Family Chantel is coming back. They will join our Tuesday takeover. They will join our Tuesday takeover. Chantel's sister, I can't think of her name, but you guys will remind me. Winter, yes, come on, Elfin Brain. Winter looks amazing. She had the lap band surgery. Yes, we will be talking about the Family Chantel, and I'm going to remind you every single week that Pedro lied about not seeing his brothers. Okay? You guys are reminding my TikTok chat. I appreciate you, TikTok. All right, let me get out of here because I got to be live in like 20 minutes. Bye.